What's up, everybody? We are just a few days away from the brand new season of Apex Legends, Season 21, named Upheavel, where we're going to get the new legend that's been leaked and rumored for a while, Alter. We're going to get some Broken Moon updates and some other content, of course. So let's go ahead and go through what's coming to Season 21 of Apex. Before we do that, as usual, this will be linked down below if you want to check this article out for yourself. If you want to watch the Upheaval trailer, it's a good trailer. If you want to watch that, that'll be there. And then, as always, my Twitch is linked down in the description. I'll be live on Tuesday playing the update, trying Alter as many times as I can get her, as long as the randoms don't get her, playing ranked, all that. So if you want to check that out, we'll see what weapons are nerfed, buffed. If you want me to try different weapons, come into chat. And all my other socials are also linked down below if you want to check those out for yourself. But let's go ahead and go through the content coming with the new season. So we are getting a solos mode. Unfortunately, it's going to be replacing duos from May 7th to June 24th. That's like the first half of the season. That's a month and 17 days. So a month, 2 weeks and a half, and then 3 days, whatever. So it's replacing duos. There will be no duos for over a month and a half. There's going to be battle sense where you can detect nearby enemies, whether that's audio, visual cues. Does not say, but there's also going to be pre-kitted weapons. So you'll just pick up kitted weapons instead of having to pick up weapons and then attachments. It's just the kitted weapons. And then that you have auto heal, so your health will auto regen like it does in LTM modes. I don't know if you'll be able to heal. It doesn't say in here. And then there's also second chance mechanics. Okay, there is redeploy tokens, which it mentions in the trailer. You get the redeploy token. If you played Warzone, it's the same thing. You get it, you can redeploy. So that's coming. The new legend, Alter, who is super creepy looking, by the way. The eyes and the makeup, insanely creepy looking. Like her look. Interesting look. So her passive is going to be Gift from the Rift. Alter can see and remotely interact with nearby death boxes to claim a single item. While she cannot take shield cores through the void, any other prize can be snatched from far. So any attachment, any heal, any grenade, any weapon, any ammo can all be taken. I wonder what the distance will be. I'm sure it won't be super far, but I'm thinking like 10, 15, 20 meters. Any farther than that, then that's just insane. Then we have Tactical Void Passage. Alter fires a Void Blast from her tail that shatters against a surface to open a dimensional gateway from one side to the other for a short time. Crossing through the portal is instantaneous and can be done from either direction, but travelers will remain phased briefly after exiting. It'll be like when you go through a phase runner when Wraith is coming out of her phase. The angle of the shot determines what surface the exit will open on and can be used to open passages through ceilings and ledges, allowing Alter to place her passages creatively through the environment. I think it's anything thinner than like 20... I swear it said 20 meters, but that seems like a lot. But you can go through doors, walls, certain pieces of cover. Super interesting tactical, and depending on how the phase works when you're coming out of the phase, could be super duper broken. If someone's above you, you could essentially pull them down in the building, because I think it goes both ways. Then you have Ultimate Void Nexus. Alter can deploy a Void Nexus that allies can remotely interact with to open a phase tunnel back to that point. When a tunnel is open, the player will phase walk from their location to the Void Nexus and leave behind a portal that any player can follow through. The Nexus can be used even while downed and is an incredible way for Alter and a squad to regroup to a position of power for a reset, provided interlopers do not pursue. So think of it as a mix between Revenant's old Death Totem and Wraith's Portal. So when you go back to it, it's like the Death Totem, but then it leaves a portal back to where you went. Kind of like Ashe's ultimate, I guess more really than Wraith's, but the way you go through the phase is going to be more like Wraith's. I forget what the distance that is. They use it pretty far away in the trailer, so it's got good distance on it. So something disappointing, we'll talk about this after we finish going through the rest of this blog post, because it's got its own blog post, but Apex Artifacts. The rumor is that there is no more, there will be no more specific Legend Heirlooms and only these generic artifacts. The artifacts have their own customization, which we'll talk about more in just a minute. But let's go ahead and finish running through this. I think that all that's left on here is the map updates. So if you haven't heard, Broken Moon is getting an update. Who knows if it'll play better? I guess we're going to find out next week. But for points of interest, there's a new point of interest called Quarantine Zone. It was East Promenade here. It says where Promenade East met West, so it's just Promenade, is now the Quarantine Zone. So you can see this is what it's going to look like where Promenade was before. It's now this big pyramid putting out like this shield or whatever it is. And these covered zip rail sections are super interesting. So you could rotate on a team here or on here, and only people below can shoot to the sides and above. although I don't think there can really be anybody above, can shoot you. Super interesting, and it's interesting how it's only sections, and I think it's only here. Then we have Breaker Wharf. There was a Breaker Wharf before, but it's now been moved. Breaker Wharf is now where Backup Atmos was. So now this is where Backup Atmos was. You can see the little bit of the mountain's gone. It's the big section that makes like that tunnel is now gone. And this picture I think is from a slightly different angle, but now it's Breaker Wharf and no longer Backup Atmos. Where Breaker Wharf was, we now have Spaceport, which is going to look like this here. You can see these little buildings here. Nothing too special, but it's just a Cliffside POI. Then, speaking of Cliffside, we have this place called Cliffside that was over by Solar Array. This little area here that leads over to Promenade is now right here. This is what it's going to look like. It's Cliffside. It's between Quarantine Zone and Stasis Array. Then we have Solar Pods between Foundry and Cultivation. It's just a new POI. It was this area in the map before, and now it looks like this. Although this is another time where I think the image is slightly different, but I guess it's just they have a tunnel here in a building now. Kind of hard to tell, but it does look like the angle slightly. And no, it's just I guess there's new rock somehow on Broken Moon. So, a little ignorant to that, to be honest. Then we have Underpass, which was this bridge here before, and now it's got some buildings on it. Everything else is pretty much the same. We do have an extra rock column here, and then everything else is pretty much the same, minus these buildings being added. Then we have Experimental Labs. It was this location on the map, which is just west of where we are, or just north. I'm trying to picture. It's been so long since I played Broken Moon, since it's only in pubs. And now it looks like this. It's called Experimental Labs, and that's the changes. Then there's some new rotations that they talk about. There's a hazmat tunnel between Quarantine Zone and Terraformer. Did look like this. Now it looks like this. Here is another look at another rotation area. If you want to read up on specifically what this is, feel free. This is kind of reminiscent of some places on Stormpoint. Then we have another rotation point through here. One more over through here. We're just looking at them. That's between Quarantine and Underpass. It's between Spaceport and Perpetual Core. Now it looks like this. Did look like this. And now let's see you on the dropship. So now we're going to go look at the artifact stuff. So now artifacts, like I said, they're probably sounds like replacing specific heirlooms. But the way they're going to work is you now can get, it's at the bottom, exotic shards, which we'll talk about in a second. But what you do is you have to unlock one of the bases that you see on the left side of the chart here in red. And then you unlock the themes. That's the second one. Then the third one is going to be the power source, which gives the blade its effect. What's the shiny thing in the middle? Then we have activation emote, where each one of these own themes has an own activation emote. When you pull it out, it has its own activation. And when you finish the whole theme, whatever you want to call it, you get a death box themed like Cobalt, Electrum, Gladius, Molten, or Rhodium. And then for the Nitride, you don't have to like finish each one of these to get any of the Nitride, but like when you get all of the bases, then you get the Nitride base. Same for the themes, power source, activation, and death box. So to get the Nitride death box, you do have to finish all the paths because there'd be no other way. And you do have to unlock things in order on each one of these themes, or whatever you want to call it, each one of these skins. You do have to unlock things in order. Like you can't unlock the Cobalt base and then the theme for Electrum. Their own paths. You have to do them all on their own. And that chase variant Nitride just explains that. And then exotic shards. Each upgrade component, including Deathbox, can be acquired using exotic shards. This new currency can be purchased directly like Apex coins. And we may see small amounts earnable in the future via events or battle pass, like the 10 you can earn this season. So in season 21, you can get 10. I don't think it tells you the cost of things in here yet. There's some leaks out there. I don't remember them off the top of my head, but there is going to be costs. There's going to be its own currency, like it said. You can buy it. I don't think it's cheap. I think it's like $10 for like 10 exotic shards or something like that, and that unlocks like a base or something like that. The information's obviously going to come out next week, so we'll find out then. I think 10 shards is probably going to... That's probably why you get 10 shards this season in the battle pass, so everyone will unlock at least a base to try to get people hooked on it. But that's the content that we have coming in Season 21 of Apex. That's a lot of yapping by me also. And then it's the new artifacts thing. And there'll probably be other Qatars. As you can see, it's an Apex artifact Qatar. So this is just the start of that. I'm going to hold on to my heirloom shards and hold out hope that Vantage or Conduit is going to get an heirloom. But we'll have to see. That's neither here or there right now. Here nor there. Sorry. But like I said, this will be linked down below. The original content blog post will be linked down below. My Twitch, my socials, all linked down below. So check out what you want to check out. Don't what you don't. But thank you so much for watching. I will see you on, the leak is Storm Point. No, sorry, it's Kings Canyon. I think it's Kings Canyon, World's Edge, and Broken Moon next season. I'll see you on whatever maps we got. Get frying. Have a good day. Bye.